Hey YouTube, Mark here. Today I am packing up for an overnight trip that I've been mentioning in past videos. My friend Dave and I are going to do 25 miles in 3 days, 2 nights. It's kind of a weird situation. I've got everything packed up in my pack and everything. All my new gear's in there, stuff that I bought a couple of years ago and just haven't used yet. But I've got everything all packed up and I'm going to go through what I'm going to take with me. However, the scenario that we're hiking in doesn't really require us to carry that big pack through our trip. And let me explain how that works. This is through an online group on Facebook. You arrive at, basically it'll be the first night's stop. So we'll call that location A. You register in, they shuttle you to the start point of the hike, and you hike back down to that location, into A. You'll end up spending the night there. Now that means that our car is there. We don't have to carry our packs, we don't have to carry our tent, our sleeping bag, and all that stuff. Basically all we need to carry with us, the food and water and maybe additional coats or anything that we might need while actually on the hike. So then we spend the night in location A after we've done, I think it's around 5 miles or something like that. The next morning we wake up in location A and we have a 10-mile hike down to location B. Once we reach location B, a shuttle actually takes us back to location A so we can pick up our car and we bring it back to location B. Again, that means we have our car there for the evening. So again, we don't have to carry that big pack with the tent and sleeping bags, yada, yada, yada. Again, all we need to carry is stuff that we would need on the trail, that 10-mile hike, during the course of the day. So a little water, maybe a filtration system, any food and snacks you want to eat along the way. And then the next day, it's basically the same thing. That third day, it's another 10-mile hike. We start at location B, we hike to the end location, and they shuttle us back up to location B, where we then basically leave. So it's kind of an interesting ordeal, and from what I understand, a lot of people have actually signed up to do this. So I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I would much rather just, have gone way up north along, I'd like to do that Jerry Lake segment again, and spend 3-4 days hiking that, and then coming home, hiking it all the way through and all the way back. But it is what it is. But the good thing is that we don't have to carry 40-50 pounds of pack gear on our backs. We can get away with about 20 for snacks and jackets and stuff like that. So basically, this is not going hiking, by the way, this is just my coffee. So basically what I have here on the table is just a few of the things I'm going to carry on my person, stuffed in my pockets or whatever. First thing, I almost always have a hat with me when I go hiking. I will be using my Garmin to track my progress through the trail because, as you know from watching my previous hiking videos, I do keep track of my hiking mileage on the Ice Age Trail. I don't really care about anything else, but when it comes to the Ice Age Trail, that's what this Garmin is for. I've also got my cell phone and a charger cord. This big plastic bag, it's basically my garbage bag for when I'm eating and I've got leftover wrappers and stuff like that. That's what this is for. It's just my garbage bag. I got a tube of SPF 15 chapstick. I've got a lighter. These are actually extra batteries for the camera, and I am taking the big camera, not my new one, which I don't think you guys have actually seen my new camera yet. I actually have to do a video on that and how I got the microphone all set up in my helmet, but again, that's another video, don't worry about it. It'll come out in probably a couple of weeks. And then in here are just, these are AA and AAA batteries. So I got my AA's here, my AAA's here, and that's for the Garmin takes regular batteries and also my headlamp and my what I use as a flashlight. They take double and triple A's, so I just have a bunch of them in these plastic bags, and I just keep them in this little bag. All right, let me clear this off the table and I'll pull up this pack. I'll tell you a little bit about it and what's inside of it. Okay, this is my pack that would typically take on a standard backpacking trip. This is new. I've never really used it before. I bought it like 2 years ago, and like I said, I haven't used it before. But it's a Osprey brand. It's the Volt 75 liter pack. I really didn't want anything bigger than that. I feel that if I go into the 80 liters or higher, I just keep on packing stuff into it and it gets heavier and heavier, and I just really don't need all that extra weight, if you know what I mean. I'll flash a few stats on the screen as I'm talking about what's in here, but yeah, let's just get into it and I'll show you what I got. On the side here are pockets, one on each side. So I've got water bottles in there. The hip belts are padded and they do have these nice big pockets, and I keep my headlamp and flashlight in this pocket. And these are just standard stuff that you can get at Walmart or Ace Hardware or something like that. So just a standard headlight. And again, these are just regular battery operated. You don't have to go out and get one of those fancy lithium batteries or nothing. And then this is my flashlight. It has a flashlight there, and then it's also got a floodlight there. So that's kind of cool. I like that. And that's all I've got in that one side pocket. This side pocket over here, I actually have my battery bank. This is an awesome, heavy battery bank. It'll charge my phone. I think I've had it up to like 5 times from a 0 charge in my phone all the way to 100, 5 times. And I think it still had charge in it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's already fully charged and ready to go. That's also why I have the charging cable for my phone, is so I can charge it there. I'll go on to the little shoulder straps here. They do have load lifters and extenders here. It does have a sternum strap. I'm such a wide guy, I really don't like using these. I mean, if anything, I like just to every so often just get the strap in a different location. You know, usually I have it to where it's unhooked and the straps are way out towards the outer sides of my shoulders. But every so often it starts to get a little sore or something like that, so I'll actually do up the sternum strap just to pull the straps in and get them in a different spot. Okay, got a nice grab handle here. Compression fittings all over the place, of course. That's almost standard on any good quality backpack nowadays. The lid here, it's not detachable. It is, but you'd really have to work on it, and it's basically because of these straps back here, these little cinch straps. So if I wanted to take this off, I would actually have to undo the straps from here, you know, feed them through and undo them. And that's just kind of a pain in the ass. I wish that this was a clip, but it's not. Maybe someday I'll just go out and buy a clip and put it on there. But the front does have clips here, here, and here. This here is actually the cinch for this little front pocket here, which I have my jacket, and down at the bottom of it I actually have a rain jacket, so they're both readily available. I don't have to dig through the entire pack just to pull out a jacket. And we've had a lot of rain, so it's going to be wet out there, so I want to make sure I have my rain jacket this time. Okay, so that's that. There are a couple of attachment loops at the top of the lid here, and then there's also a zipper here to access the hood. Now in the hood I have my cooking gear. So I've got my fuel, I've got my stove, I've got my cooking pot, I've even got my, what I use for utensilware, my fork, spoon, knife, and stuff like that. So all of that is actually in that top pocket. I know a lot of people, they'd rather put food or something like that up there, but that's my cooking gear. The system here is fully adjustable. So you just break apart the Velcro, you can slide this pad here up and down so you can position the straps at the height that you need. I think I've got it dialed in fairly well. Once I got this pack a couple of years ago, I did play with it, and I think that's where I like to have it set up. It does have hydration ports up here. So you've got a water pack inside, feed the tube through, and then there's little straps at the tops of the shoulder straps for the water line to come through. Okay, let's start ripping it apart, and I'll show you exactly what I hike with. Okay, so this is actually my cook set. It doesn't look like much, does it? But this is it. This is just a pot cover / wash basin for my GSI cook set. And basically all I'm doing is I'm just going to use this as a wash basin. It's waterproof under the meshing here. So this part here is waterproof. I can pour water in there and I can wash up my little pot if I had food or something like that in there. That's basically all it's for. Which now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not really taking food to actually cook in here. So, I mean, not even coffee. I'm not taking coffee. Can you believe that? So I might even just take this out now that I think about it. But we'll see. I might just throw these fuel canisters in there just to kind of keep them together. The green one here, the one without the top, is my old one. I will keep using this until it runs out of fuel, but I always have a backup in case this one runs out while I'm still out on the trail. So I've got 2 cans of fuel. This is my fork, knife, and spoon set, just plastic. I have used these in the past on a couple other hikes, and I do like them a lot. Okay, let me quickly go in through what is in my little pot here. This is a Stanley stainless steel pot. Very cheap, pretty hefty really, but not bad. It's got a nice little built-in handle. When you're cooking over a stove like these, that takes these gas canisters, it doesn't really get all that hot. But if you put it in a campfire, you might want to be a little more cautious about the handle when you go to grab it. It's got a nice little lid here, and it's got vents along the top of it. I think these vents here are actually listed as strainer. So when you go to boil something, if you've got noodles or something in here and you want to pour off the excess liquid, that's actually what these holes are for, so you can pour out that liquid. And then also the top, the little grabber handle here, it's actually a heat-resistant plastic, and it actually stays pretty cool to the touch. So I've gotten a really hot rolling boil going in this, and it stayed that way for quite a while, but this little grabber stayed nice and cool. Okay, so inside my pot, I have a lighter, light my my stove. I do have a Sawyer squeeze filter, and the little bag for the Sawyer squeeze. I have a bunch of aluminum foil, so I can use this as a wind guard if I need to. And then of course I've got my MSR pocket rocket for my gas cooking. Just put that on there. This fits up there really well. And that's it. That's my whole cook system right there. So that's everything that's in that top lid on the backpack. Alright, so now I'm going to undo these 2 little clips that hold down the lid. Fold that over. Now in the lid, we do have this little extra mesh pocket. You can put maps in there, whatever you want really. I think I've actually used that for food storage sometimes. And that's how you open up the main pocket. Alright, so this is what I have in the main pocket. This is all my food. This is going to be for 3 days, 2 nights. I'll quickly go through what I usually pick out for hiking food. I've got some nice soft flour tortillas. Oh shoot, I forgot. I was supposed to include this in what I carry with me. This is just a bunch of Kleenex. I have a bunch of these Star Kiss Creations think I've got 6 of them total. Yep, that's it, 6 of them. I've got different flavored ones too. So this one is a tuna, bacon and ranch. That's a chicken, lemon, pepper. This is a chicken salad, chicken ginger soy, and Thai chili. So yeah, that's what I put on the flour tortillas when I stop and get my lunch. With this hike here, I'm going to carry 3 of these at a time, and then probably 3 tortilla shells as well. I might just take the whole pack instead of separating them out. This tortilla package does have a zipper closing on there, so I can just take out the ones I need and then zip it closed again. And then for my snacks, Woodman's, our grocery store here in town, had a special on these Kind bars. And I've got 3 different flavors of those, 6 total. Oh, I guess I got okay, so I actually got 4 total. 6 total, but 4 flavors. I got 2 blueberry pomegranate pistachio bars, 2 apple cinnamon pecan bars. I have a caramel almond sea salt bar and a dark chocolate mocha almond bar. So those are just my little snack bars. Oh, and then of course, I got my pack of sardines. Gotta have my sardines, you know. I do have drink mixes in here, but I am not taking coffee, but these are caffeinated. These are Crystal Light packets, and I believe they are all the same flavor, and that's a peach mango green tea. And I've got 6 of those. And one of these packets, for me, the flavoring is good for a full liter. So one of those liter bottles that I have in my pack here, one of these will flavor an entire bottle. All right, now for my my dinners and my breakfast. Okay, here's my breakfast. I went with Mountain House on both of them. This is the breakfast skillet, and this is the biscuits and gravy. And then for my dinners, I have another Mountain House, and that's the lasagna with meat sauce. And this one here, I've never tried Backpacker's Pantry before, so I'm going to give that a try. And this one is fettuccine alfredo with chicken. Okay, so that's it. That's all I'm taking for food. Although I might stop off and pick up maybe some apples, bananas, or something like that, just to have a little fruit along, but I don't know yet. Okay, so after the food, the next thing in the pack, I would typically have string with me for a bear bag if I was going farther up north. I really don't think it's a requirement at where we're going. Hey, jackass! So I don't know if I'm actually going to take this or not. I don't really see a need for it. Usually in large campgrounds, you know, that are very active with people, a lot of the big predator creatures like bears and foxes, coyotes, they're not going to be around. So I might just leave this home. Next thing is my toiletry bag. I do have a full roll of toilet paper, not only for trail use, because this is actually going to go in my other hiking bag. So I will have this with me all the time. But it's got toilet paper, it's got antibacterial wipes, sunscreen, bug spray, dental floss. I don't bother taking toothbrush, toothpaste, stuff like that. I can go a few days without brushing my teeth, okay? It's not that big of a deal if you miss a day or two. Not to mention there's other things you can do other than brush your teeth. Like after you eat, kind of gargle with water. Just wash it all out of your mouth. It's that easy, okay? So that is my toiletry bag. The next in here is just a wad of socks. I'm going to have the pair that I originally wear. I've got 2 pairs of cotton socks and a pair of wool socks here. That's what I'm taking. I like to have fresh socks on when I'm sleeping because it is going to get cold, so I want to have something nice and warm on my feet. And then I got socks here for Saturday and another pair for Sunday. Okay, this is my med kit. Probably overkill for anything I would actually ever need. And I probably don't know how to use most of what's in here. And this is where a lot of people gain a lot of weight. They think they need to go out and get a big pack like this. It's really not necessary, but again, I'd rather be, cautioning more on the, safe side than all of a sudden realize, oh, I don't have anything to help that person out or help myself out in a certain situation. So I've actually gone through this whole pack before in a previous video I did years ago, and I've never really changed anything in here. It's still pretty much the same. The only thing I've done is I've added a small little fire kit in here. I've got dryer lint, a lighter, Vaseline, a striker, stuff like that. I've also got a little more dental floss in here, and I've got this little, it's called a buffalo tube. And in here is my medication. I've got other packets in here, but I've also got ibuprofen, Benadryl, and like an antacid tablet in here. So that's my med kit. This is kind of a splurge. This is a military style seat. I could shave off a little weight by actually taking it out of this carrying case. Because that carrying case alone probably weighs close to half a pound. But this little thing folds down. There we go. Whew, like I said, they are tight. So yep, that's it. That's my my nice little stool. I can sit this down on the ground. It is pretty rigid and heavy. So this alone I think is a couple of pounds. It works well, it really does. Just like that, folds up, nice and easy. I told you in the front of the pack, in this front little pocket, I have 2 jackets. I have a rain jacket, and then I also have, it's like a down jacket, but it's not actually down. It's actually like little cotton pill balls, or actually I think they're polyester pill balls, and that's what gives it the insulation and lift. But I also have another jacket, and this is just an old jacket. You've seen me wearing it in other videos. I've actually torn it up quite a bit over the last couple of years. But just a nice zip-up hoodie. Again, it's going to be kind of cold, especially that first night. I think we're getting down near freezing temperatures. So I'm going to have an extra jacket along just in case. Okay, now we're getting into the big stuff here, okay? Here is my tent. It is a Big Agnes. This is the Copper Spur 3. Now, the reason I went with this Copper Spur 3 is just for the additional size of it. I could have gone with a 2, but I think with my height of being 6.5 feet tall, it would I would have felt cramped. I think my feet would have been right by the wall. My head would have been on the other wall. I think it would have just been a little too close for comfort. So I got the larger 3. It was just like maybe another $50 more or something like that. But I'm going to do a review on this once I get a chance. I've been wanting to do reviews on this new gear for a long time, and just haven't been able to. And now it's like raining all the time, so I just can't do it now either. So that's my tent, and it's a nice, easy setup. I have set it up in the house, but of course that's not as much fun, is it? But the poles are like color coded and everything like that, so nice, easy setup. Hopefully during the trip I'll be able to actually show how to set this up, and yeah, hopefully that will work out well. The next thing would be going into my sleep system. This is my sleeping pad, REI brand, and it is an insulated air pad. It fills up to like, it's a 2-inch thick, so you're talking a couple inches here. It's got a 3.7 R value, so I should be fairly comfortable in this. I think once you hit around like 5, that's when you're getting down into like the 0 degrees. So if your R value on your sleeping pad is a 5 or greater, you can get down into 0 and then into negative degrees. before you start feeling uncomfortable. This is 3.7. This is a really good insulational pad, and with that nice big loft on there too, I really shouldn't feel anything off the ground. And it's a full-size sleeping pad. I've laid on this and it covers my whole body. I like this a lot. Next little item, this is actually an inflatable pillow. Didn't think I'd really need one, but I think it was in that Jerry Lake segment was the last one I actually camped in or something like that. I was carrying around like this, it was like a seat pad that deer hunters would use. You know, they'd throw it on a stump or take it up in their crow's nest that's up in the tree, and they would be able to sit on it. And I replaced that for something a little smaller and a little bit lighter as well. But yeah, just a couple of puffs, and I got a nice full-size pillow. I mean, full-size, I don't know, talking, you know, king-size bed pillow, but, you know, just a nice, good-sized pillow. Gives enough loft that when I sleep on my side, my head isn't crucked at a weird angle. It's actually quite comfortable. So the last thing now is actually way down here at the bottom, and that is sleeping bag. I have it all compressed down into here. It is a REI product. For the life of me, I cannot think of what it was that I have in here. I want to see it's the REI Magna or Magnum or something like that. But I've got it. The sleeping bag does come with its own little, it actually comes with two bags. It comes with a large storage bag. So this is the large storage bag. All right, you put the whole bag in here, and that way it doesn't stay all crunched together until the next time you use it. And that helps with keeping the down filling, you know, fluffy and doesn't get compressed down and ineffective, basically. Now the other bag that comes with the sleeping bag, it's kind of your stuff bag, but it doesn't compress very well. There's no straps to it or anything. You just shove your sleeping bag into it, and then that's it. You know, you pull it closed, and that's it. With this strap system, I can actually cinch everything down, get it nice and tight, get it into a good size ball, and then it can fit into that pocket of my backpack. So yeah, that's it. So I can just go down through here, and it's actually as tight as I can get it. I can't pull these straps any tighter. And then there's also compression straps that actually go around it as well, and I've already pulled those pretty much as tight as I can get them as well. So yeah, that's it. That's my sleeping bag. That's my gear. All right, so I'll pull out those other two coats I've been talking about, the ones in this front pack, this front pocket here. So this is that pill fill. It's actually made by North Face, and I actually like this jacket quite a lot. It's very comfortable, and it folds up, you know, it winds up nice and tight and everything like that. It's a really good jacket, and it's a down substitute, so you don't have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on a down jacket. That's a really nice one. And then the next thing I have is a hard shell. It's my raincoat. And I want to say this is a Patagonia brand. And again, really nice. I've never had any problems with water in rain situations. The hood has a little bit of a bill on it. It's got a pull cord here too, so you can cinch it down and have it, you know, nice and comfortably sitting on your head. It doesn't, you know, fall down over your eyes or anything like that. Zippers are pretty easy and pretty good. I think they're YKK waterproof zippers, so they function very nice. Of course, they got the little pull cord on there. It makes it a little easier if you're wearing a glove or something like that. It does have, this zipper here is actually an arm vent, so I can open it up, get a little ventilation blowing through, and then if I start getting cold, I can close it back up. So yeah, that's a nice little jacket. I don't know if you can see the size of the pocket on that thing either, but so the size of the pocket is from here all the way to there. So good size pockets. So yeah, that's all my gear. Okay, now, because of this hike, and like I said, you know, this is different. You know, they're going to actually be transporting us to get our car every night, because we're staying in a state forest or a state campground, and we cannot leave our car there if we are not there. It's kind of part of the rules. So every day we're going to have our car there. So the vast majority of this stuff, I'm just going to leave it in the car. I'm not going to carry it on the trail. I'll carry my lunch. You know, I'll carry like 3 of those packets of Starkist packs. I'll carry the tortillas, a couple of those Kind bars, and some of the drink mixes, water, the rain jacket, and the North Face coat. I'm actually going to carry both of those with me. My toiletries I'm going to carry with me. The seat and the med kit I'm going to carry with me. And all those are going to be carried in, what did I do with it? There it is. I'm going to carry in this. Now this, I bought years ago when I first was starting to get into backpacking. This is just some cheap outdoor products thing from Walmart. It's got a handle so I can carry it like a duffel bag. But then again, it's also got an attached lid to it. It's got the shoulder straps, and it's even got small little waist belts. Now this is actually kind of small for me. This would be really good for maybe a young teenager or something like that. But for the amount of gear I'm going to be carrying with me, this is all I really need. And once I get everything in there, it's going to be less than like 20 pounds. So yeah, this is all I'm going to really need, just to carry that food, the jackets, you know, med kit, stuff like that. So yeah, that's all my gear that I'm taking on this trip. So hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you on the road. Now I gotta put all that shit back in. Ugh.